All right, well, here we go. The final number one recruiting class, and that is Alabama,
I'm gonna go get
of course.
water.
I don't blame you, bro. So, I mean, as you said before, we had like the Alabama recruiting class. I'm just going to keep going because I don't know when he's coming back. So
I don't think he is.
we have the Alabama recruiting class, and then obviously you have like South Carolina like right here, but everyone else is like right here, and it's like.
Yep.
What is going on here? Because, like, I don't want to say that I'm surprised. I'm not, because Alabama recruits well every year. But it's just this year, it was just like seemed to me like above and beyond like what it normally is.
If I can throw out a stat at you before we dive into
Throw it out.
Nick Saban has coached Alabama teams that now occupy 6 of the top 10 recruiting classes in the era of 247 sports measures.
Matt's about to leave again.
I just wanted to set the tone.
Yeah. All right. Well, buckle up because it's like a full page.
Wait a minute, we haven't done the Bama read yet?
27 commits, 22 ESPN 300 commits, 2 3-stars, 22 4-stars, and 3 5-stars. Obviously, according to ESPN rankings, just ridiculously above and beyond any other team that we've mentioned so far. Crimson Tide assembling arguably the best offensive line class under Nick Saban, including 5-star offensive tackles J.C. Latham, number 2 offensive tackle, and Tommy Brockermeyer, the number 1 offensive tackle, as well as his twin, number 1 center James Brockermeyer. So you got the Brockermeyer twins.
That's fun. That's like the McCourty twins.
Yeah,
so,
or the
that sounds like a bad tag team from like the Mid-South region in like 1958.
You know, I didn't think
here come the Brockermeyer twins.
I didn't even think about it, but that would be an excellent wrestling duo, the Brockermeyer twins.
Brockermeyer twins. That's a great gimmick right there. We're gonna have to try that one.
Oh man, but so that'd be interesting. Kind of reminds me of the Pouncey twins at Florida, but you had the O-line haul, including so the O-line haul enticed people like number 3 running back Kamar Wheaton, who gives Alabama 6 ESPN 3 prospects out of Texas in this class. They were able to flip ESPN 300 quarterback Jalen Milroe, the number 16 pocket passing quarterback from Texas. That fills a major need, and apparently he compares favorably with JT Barrett, former Ohio State quarterback. So that's pretty high praise. And then Saban went back to Florida for a pair of wideouts in ESPN 300's Ja'Cory Brooks, the number 6 wide receiver, and Aguiye Hall, the number 3 wide receiver, and athlete Christian Leary, number 7 athlete. Might be the fastest player in pads in Florida. So we got a speedster on the team, apparently. So signing day flip of ESPN 300 wide receiver JoJo Earl, number 10 wide receiver from LSU, adds even more quickness to the position. And Crimson Tide also landed 5-star edge defender Dallas Turner, the number 3 outside linebacker out of South Florida. Flipped ESPN 300 outside linebacker or edge prospect Keanu Coate, the number 15 defensive end from LSU on signing day. So a lot of flips apparently to Alabama. Yeah. Other versatile defenders include ESPN 300 in-state outside linebackers Deontay Lawson, number 14 outside linebacker, and Ian Jackson, number 28 outside linebacker, as well as Louisiana ESPN 300 safety Kane Williams, the number 7 safety, and then ESPN 300 defensive end Monkel Goodwine, number 19 defensive end, is the latest nationally touted prospect from Maryland to pick Alabama. So they're coming from all over. ESPN 300 safety / athlete Kadarius Callaway, the number 16 safety, was a terrific flip from Mississippi State, and in-state ESPN 300 athlete JaQuincy McKinstry, the number 4 athlete, projects to play cornerback at Alabama. And I'm going to take a break because I just read a lot. But, I mean, it's just insane, especially coming off such a – so we just got done talking about, is this the best Alabama team? Are they the best team ever? Coming off of that, they get like arguably one of the best recruiting classes ever. So
it is this isn't me just being annoying. Alabama's 2021 Hall is now the #1 class in the history of 247 Sports Composite.
Yeah. So what do you have to say for yourself? Because that's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah. So just to put it into perspective, I know we talked about how Alabama ranks against the other SEC teams, but just to put a national perspective on it, the 2021 rankings, Alabama's 325.95 leads number 2, Ohio State's 309.49 by a very comfortable margin. So yeah, I mean, it seems like it's on a different scale, but that makes sense, right? So we just talked about the team we just watched might have been one of the best, if not the best Alabama team we have ever seen. Of course you want to go play there. Of course you want to play on that stage. You want your talent developed like those guys' talent was developed. You want to be projected high in a draft. And I think that's where Alabama has a great advantage in general. It's easy to recruit with Nick Saban because all you have to do is go to a kid's house and say, do you want to play in the NFL? Every kid's going to say yes. And he's going to say, great, come to my school. I'll get you to the NFL. And he does it. So it's easy to do. And I know I say that as an Alabama fan, but I think other fans can look at that and say it's the truth. Even with all the coaching losses that we had in the offseason, which has been so annoying, it
happens every year.
I know, that's why it's annoying. But you still have
it shouldn't matter.
It doesn't, but it's still just like me. I have to learn a lot of new names. Okay. So you still have Nick Saban, and yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's cool to watch. It's going to be interesting to see if this is the #1 class. And I just felt like I watched the best Alabama team I've seen in 27 years. Then these guys are going to be lights out, but you also have to remember we do have a lot of guys going to the draft. So a lot of holes have to be filled. We have a Heisman Trophy winner we just lost. So when we say we have an athlete that's committed, that is the fastest guy in Florida in pads, great, because Devontae Smith was really fast and we need that back. So with great success comes great loss. I mean, you saw that with LSU, amazing team. And then all of a sudden there's just a lot of holes to fill. So hopefully Alabama, and I think this is the case, but I hope that we're better at making sure that our guys that sit behind those starters are developed enough to just plug and play. But overall, very excited, and hope that we get some of that help on defense, because our defense got a little tired last year, but obviously we're able to hold out. And I really want to play outside the conference too. I want to get some more of that outside of the conference blood this year, and I hope we get the chance to.
Right. How do you feel about the quarterback situation? Is it basically a foregone conclusion that Bryce Young is going to be the starter?
I would say so. I think that's kind of the understanding. I hate that Mac Jones is leaving. But yes.
You can't blame the kid.
Oh, no, he should absolutely go. Absolutely. I want him to go to my team so I can buy the jersey. I'll be so happy. And we need a quarterback. Hey-o. But yeah, I think Bryce is the clear choice right now. I don't really know who else it would be, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, so I know they're talking about this Jalen Milroe coming in. We'll see what happens with him. Yeah, I don't know, but great point talking about a bunch of people leaving. Matt, do you think that is what contributed to the success of this class? Hey, there's a lot of holes to fill. Come here, you could showcase your talents right away, type of thing.
No, what contributed to the success of this class is Nick Saban. And Nick Saban has the pedigree of, here's the list of the kids that I've put in the NFL. If you want a shot at the NFL, you need to come play Bama. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
And when you look at their track record, when you look at, they've been in 7 of the last 9 national championships or something like that. There was some ridiculous stat. Like there's no competition at that point. Saban's going to do what Saban does, and he's going to continue to do what he does, because all he's got to do is come in and say, here's my resume. Do you want to come play football for us? He doesn't have to even recruit. He
Right.
doesn't have to convince anybody. He just rolls in and says, hey, listen, this is what we do. You're either with us or you're with the other guys.
Yeah, it's to
It
that
must
point
be a
now.
wonderful feeling. It must be a wonderful feeling for that, because, I mean, you don't even have to go after anybody that hard.
He literally could walk into a living room and be like, "I'm Nick Saban. Do you want to play for me or not?" And that's it.
That's
all he has
probably
to
what
do.
he does.
There's no work.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically it. So that's got to be the spiel. I mean, if it's not, it should be.
I mean, it's like who's the guy that plays Thor in the Chris Hemsworth?
Oh, the Hemsworth?
Yeah.
It would be like Chris Hemsworth walking in a mall being like, hey, you want to go on a date? No girl's going to say no. You know,
Fair.
it's the same. It's the same concept. It's you want to get to the league. Well, your best way to get there is to go through Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
And now I think even coming off a year where we've also had a Heisman, I think is huge too. Because yes, it's a silly award sometimes, but it helps. I mean, the more accolades, the more awards you have, and they won a lot of awards outside of the Heisman for, positions. So that helps. I mean, and it's also, Tuscaloosa's a fun place. I know firsthand it's a lot of fun to be there. The crowd is electric. Bryant-Denny has beautiful facilities. The Malmore Athletic Complex is top of the line for all of facilities. And so as a player, there's just an arsenal. And as a coach, there's an arsenal to use when it comes to recruiting. And outside of national championships.
It's like a cycle. The winning leads to better recruiting, leads to winning, and it goes on and on. So and like you said, they certainly spared
cycle.
They certainly spared no expense when it comes to the facilities, like you said. So of course that's becoming the norm for most schools, big schools. So
yeah, I urge everyone, whatever school you're a fan of, look up their athletic facilities. You will be probably very amazed at how top-notch and gorgeous these places are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because just as anything, I mean, it's even just the aesthetic of a lot of places. Yeah. How many times have we seen, that the Instagram post, and all it is just the stadium with the special lights on or something like that. And, and that's a draw in and of itself, just the look of the place and what they do, what they spend on it. So,
yeah.